Again, I want to recommend that everyone listening to this show wants to do something. Please go to michaelsavage.com and sign the petition. It costs you nothing. And I'm going to give it to the president when we reach a certain saturation point, a certain number of people. It's a petition urging President Donald J. Trump to grant priority to white South African farmers. And you can read the petition yourself. It costs you nothing. Share your name with anybody. And it will help us bring attention to this genocide that is going on right now. Lauren, let me take a couple of quick callers, and let's see if you can answer some of them. Can we do 2 calls at once? Jim, are you there? Jim, you're going to have to manage this for me. And I'm not going to take the call. You're going to put them up. Jonathan on WABC, you're online with Michael Savage and Lauren Southern. Please make your point succinctly without hanging up on Lauren Southern, Jim.
Whites are doing very well in South Africa. They own 97% of the arable land. Yeah.
Well, what's the big voice for? What's your point? Let me ask you something. Where do you live?
I live in New York.
Do you own property?
No.
So you're a Marxist. You'd like to give up someone else's land. Is that it?
No.
What do you know? You just said whites are doing well and they should give the land back.
I've been to South Africa, and they have a head start. So the African national government must...
Are you familiar with what happened in Zimbabwe? Are you familiar at all with what happened with this program?
Zimbabweans farm their own food, so they're doing okay. I don't know.
Now you're outright lying, or you're an ignoramus. Rhodesia, when the farms were largely farmed by whites, was a food exporting nation. After the land was expropriated by Mugabe, the mass murderer, do you know what happened in Zimbabwe?
I'm listening.
No, I'm asking you. You're an expert on South Africa, and you've been there, so you must know what happened in neighboring Rhodesia, Zimbabwe.
In Zimbabwe.
Yeah, what happened after the white farmers were kicked off the land in Zimbabwe? It's a simple question.
But that's beside the point.
No, it's exactly the same point. The people became starvation cases after they took the damn land away. And they went on the world stage and begged for bales of food. You idiot, you! You dumbbell, you Rumpelstiltskin! You do-gooder moron walking around with pomposity and stupidity in the same moment. This is America to a T. Big voice, knows what he's talking about, and didn't know the first thing about what happened in Zimbabwe. Very same thing is going to happen in South Africa. Lauren, are you still with us?
I'm still here.
Did you hear that idiot who just called from New York? He knew nothing about what happened in Zimbabwe?
And it's a damn shame. That's the reason South Africa is happening right now. The crisis there is because people don't know their history. They repeat it. They're going to have just as many people starving in South Africa as they had in Zimbabwe, if not more.
So after the local folks were given the land in Zimbabwe, they couldn't farm the land or wouldn't farm the land. They became unproductive farms, and they were no longer a food exporting nation. They became a food importing nation. That's exactly what's going to happen in South Africa. Within 10 years, they'll be begging for food. If that long. If that long. I'll be back with Lauren Southern and take your calls right here on the Savage Nation. Be here or be nowhere.